Hi, we're Art and Bree. 4 years ago, we left the city to buy a 100-year-old farm to turn it into our own productive homestead where we can grow our own food, build a healthy life, and raise our kids just how we like. If you want to join us in our homesteading adventure on our small farm, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hey, hey. We're doing something a little different this morning. We're getting the cows off the back pasture and bringing them out here again. Because once again, our milk cow, Alice's heat cycle is coming up in the next couple days, probably tomorrow at the earliest. Oh, it is a pretty morning, a beautiful fall morning, nice and cool. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Animals do really well with learning routines, and we're switching things up this morning, so we may see a little confusion in their eyes. For the past few weeks, I've been coming back, letting the cow out here so she can eat her grain, feeding the bull hay back there, but today I want them all to come out of here into this pasture and the cow just to stay up here to eat her grain, so it's totally backwards. See, she's already coming out for her grain. Hey babe, come here. Come on. Come on, let's go, let's go, let's go. Come on, let's go. I didn't hit him or anything, but even just holding a big stick, cows see you as being bigger. I don't think they even have to have ever been hit before. They just see this is a lot bigger than this. Okay, bull's out there. That's exactly what I wanted. He was in there trying to steal little grain. But that's not a big deal. He can't really push her out of the way. If the bull's competing with her though, he'll steal all the grain and he can shove the cow right out of the way. So this is exactly what we needed to happen. We'll take this minerals back so it doesn't get rained on. What you doing? You're a funny thing. You're a funny thing. We can dump those minerals down in here under this cover. So is our milk cow pregnant? In case you're lost in the process, I'm going to give you a 30-second breakdown of her heat cycles since the bull came back. 30 seconds starts now. Her first heat cycle, the bull tried to mount her, injured her, and we weren't sure if she got bred at all. 20 days later and 20 days ago, the bull showed great interest. So she didn't get pregnant in that first cycle, and we think he got her 20 days ago. All right, today, in the next few days, this heat cycle, we're watching for the bull's interest to see if the cow is pregnant. Okay, my 30 seconds is up. Basically, we're just expecting to see that he doesn't show this huge rise in interest and she doesn't act like she's in heat. And then we'll know that she's pregnant, almost for sure. And that's the reason we put him in this pasture, along with not wanting her to get injured on the steep back pasture while he was trying to breed her, because we can actually see what goes on more when the cows are out here. When they're in the back, they're far out of our view, so now they're closer to where we are.
Bye everything.
Bye everything.
We are at Grandma and Grandpa's house, spinning honey. We do this every year. It's just really fun, and they graciously share the honey with us, so I don't have to buy honey for most of the year. I think last year we made it about 3/4 of the year without buying honey, but we did give quite a bit away. So if we hadn't given it away, we would have had honey for the whole year. And it's a pretty small operation, though they've been much larger in operation. They have 3 hives, and I was just sampling this honey right here. It's a much lighter honey, the stuff that we're extracting right now. You want to taste it? Grandpa says that's sourwood honey. It's very light and has lots of flavor. Let me find the one that we were tasting off of. Now stick your finger in that hole and get a little bit out.
There's a big difference. This is way better.
You like this one better? And Grandpa says this is a basswood honey, and it's really mild. The sourwood is much lighter, and it has a really strong flavor. It's a very good flavor, but it's very strong, and so if you baked with it, you would probably taste that in your baking. This honey is super mild, and it's a little, is this darker, Grandpa?
It's a light honey. It's kind of minty. It has kind of a minty flavor.
This basswood is light too?
Yeah.
So delicious. I think I like that.
I see what he means by minty.
It could have some locust in it.
But it's much milder, so like if you were baking, you would use something more like this because you wouldn't have all that extra floral flavor. It's just fascinating that depending on where bees get the nectar changes the flavor of the honeys, and different honeys are prized for their different flavors. And around here, sourwood is highly prized and very expensive. I feel like it's been a while since you've had a sourwood year.
Sourwood, there's only some places you can get sourwood. Even if you have trees, for some reason, there's just areas that you can get it in. And a lot of people will move their hives to that area, and then, you know, for July, and then they give the property owner some honey as a share.
Oh, cool. At the store, you can only buy like wildflower honey. But if you go to the beekeepers, you can get the more distinct honeys, or if you go to like a honey store. We actually have honey stores here. It's so funny. And you can get all different kinds. Blackberry and sourwood and basswood and probably every kind you can think of. What's the most interesting honey you've ever tasted?
Buckwheat.
Buckwheat honey. What did it taste like?
It tastes like you mucked out the cow barn.
Oh, really? So it wasn't very good?
No, it's good. It's really good.
So you like the way cow barns taste?
I don't like it.
Yeah, it's really sweet. It's kind of, I don't know, it's just, you know it's honey and you know it's good, and it just tastes like cow manure. What's wrong with cow manure?
That's gonna be my new quote. You know it's honey and you know it's good, but it tastes like cow manure. There's gotta be a lesson in there somewhere.
Whoa, you okay? But yeah. Keep your head tucked in so you don't get hurt. There.
Woo! Alright, your turn, Wilder. Wilder's turn.
Go. Okay, now sit down and stuff.
Buckwheat is black or really dark. It's almost opaque. You can't see light through it.
Is it similar at all to molasses?
Well, it's the same color.
Oh, okay.
But it's a different product altogether.
Do you have any?
I could look around and see. I don't think I have.
I want to taste this honey.
I bought some before. There's a place in Oregon you can buy it.
Okay.
And buckwheat flower smells the same way. You go by a field of buckwheat when it's blooming, and it smells like, well, it smells more like dog manure, which isn't as appealing as cow manure. This is sourwood honey, but look how dark it is.
Why is it so dark?
Because it's old.
Oh.
This is probably 10 or 15 years old.
Is this your honey?
Yeah, we bottled that. We were going to give it away. We just never got around to giving it away. We could taste it if you want to.
Yeah, let's taste 10-year-old honey.
Maybe it's tulip popper. It's been a long time. It's good.
Very
though.
mild flavor. 10 years old and nothing wrong with it. Can you explain why? Like, why is it okay to eat honey that's not been processed in any way except to be strained? Why is it okay to eat it 10 years old?
Well, nothing can live in it. Bacteria and fungus or anything that would turn it just can't live in it. It's got so much sugar in it, it would just suck the water out of anything that's alive.
Honey that's 10 years old. Totally edible, totally healthy to eat. It's just fascinating to me, the things that we can grow or food that we can process, and the effort is minimal to store it. That's why I love winter squash. That's why I love root crops. That's why I love honey, not just because it's sweet, but all you have to do is strain it, bottle it, and you're done. And it's good to go for decades. So if you are wanting to store food with minimal effort through the winter, I mean, there's almost nothing better than potatoes, carrots, even cabbage, lots of different kinds of root crops, but winter squash and honey. Now imagine having that, some stored meat, and some greens that will last through the winter. I mean, and then like a milk cow. You've got abundant food for months. So when you break it down like that, it actually starts to seem very simple. And I personally don't love canned food. Almost nobody in my family loves canned food, other than tomato sauce and jams and jellies and ferments. If you're not interested in canning, or if canning is overwhelming to you, just remember there are lots of ways to store your food so that you can have abundance through any winter.
You having fun? How heavy are each of those frames?
Some of them are not very full, but this one is.
Well, it's some really light ones. You're gonna have to balance.
Yeah, you're gonna need to balance them out.
There's several pounds of honey in each frame.
The ones that are full, some of them don't have much in them, but some are packed.
We've got to balance these out so it doesn't send the place creeping across the floor.
Did the 15-year-old honey taste good?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can taste it.
Was it crystallized?
No.
I think you got it.
Be a lot of honey if this is full.
Yep.
We've had them full.
Another bucket goes in.
What is that?
We're pretty much just in cleanup mode now. All the honey's extracted out of the frames, but we got a lot of these filters that are draining, and there's wax that's mixed into that honey, so that's a really slow process. It'll take hours for all the honey to end up out of those, to end up straining, coming through those filters. There's a filter here. He'll leave that wax overnight, so as much honey as possible can drip out of the cappings wax. How much did we get? I think we got like 5 gallons or something. More than that?
I'm predicting 120 pounds,
Okay.
which is 10 gallons.
Getting
Haircut time. Great job. It looks good. Your hair looks great.
It did okay. Mama did okay. I didn't mess up too bad.
Looks
Might
cute.
have to fix it up a bit, but
Hey, Mom.
yeah. His hair's been driving me nuts. And so I finally just said, none of my kids like getting their haircut. They always say, we don't want haircuts, and I don't make them. But I said, if I buy you a pack of gum, will you let me cut your hair? And he said, yes. And so here we are. The problem is that they won't let me buzz cut their hair, and I'm not a good scissor cutter haircut. But this one turned out okay. I've had worse. I've done a lot worse than this before. That's probably why they don't like haircuts.
You guys ready to go on to the next thing? We lost one.
Down for the count. So what happens when I always love how he falls asleep with his arms wide.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
he's coming back. Do you want to get up? I love how he smiles when he wakes up.
Are you awake? Not like some of our children. Oh, you smell so good. It's fresh.
send it to all of us?
You gonna come sit?
Hallelujah. Did you like that singing?
These are really good.
You can let it sit for a whole year.
We waited till it was almost too late to shoot the end of our video. It's getting dark out here.
Well, nothing gives me more joy than when we extract honey with your parents. Not only because it's fun and the kids get to do it with us, but because we literally get almost enough honey for a whole year because they're so generous with us.
Yeah, it's fun.
And good honey is really expensive. So it was a really good day.
Guys, thanks for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.